Dun, dun. Oh no, that's 2001. It's not how it goes.
Hello?
My name's Barclay. My DJ name is Claude VonStroke. I own Dirtybird Records and I make music. It's Halloween. We're going to our first show after I finish the album. Right now we're in Washington, D.C. I got my radiator here. Every like 20 minutes it goes. It's the last day of 2019. We're about to enter a new century. I mean a new decade. Now that we're in 2020, it's our 15-year birthday of Dirtybird, and we're super psyched. I have a brand new album coming out in February, along with a book that highlights 15 years of the record label. My brand new album is called Freaks and Beaks. Freaks and Beaks. Where's all my freaks at?
Allow him to have the puppy.
I have an album coming out.
Hello, what's up? I want to say.
My brain just operates constantly on like weird algorithms.
Under the
Search for sure. Even your artist name doesn't really matter. If you make amazing music, people will get used to calling you gobbledygook. They'll just be like, oh, dude, gobbledygook's the shit. It's like this underground Berlin hardcore techno DJ gobbledygook. No one can be cooler than that. It's hard to remember all my personalities. Do I have a problem? Going on a cruise liner from San Diego, you know. I just want to be on a cruise to Alaska, saw Northern Lights and everything. I'm Harry Potter. I didn't know how I got in here. The gold factory. I feel like pirates are super funny. They're like robbers with funny accents. Arr. If I ran into real pirates, I would probably be like, fuck, we need to get the hell out of here.
It's like 25 minutes to get there, so you'll get there around like
1:10,
1:15. We'll go sit in the green room, and then we'll come.
I love WWF.
I'm gonna get a piece of you! I'm down the dance floor! We're gonna tear it up! We're going down!
The worst thing you can do when you see a wild animal is run. The best thing you can do is confront it face on, said Steve Irwin. Youngblood is made with my studio assistant, Wyatt Marshall, who also is the producer of my radio show, The Birdhouse. Hey, you're in The Birdhouse radio show with Claude VonStroke. This is Wyatt. You would call him Mustache Man. Call him Gardner Minshew, too. He got me into modular synthesis. Holy shit.
My friends laugh at me when they come into my studio because they're like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, normally you would write a song and pick a keyboard and try to fit the keyboard into that song. But with Modular, you just hook it up and start tweedling knobs and you just record the whole thing. And then you take those parts and cut them up and then the song kind of forms around it.
And then we built this little rig and he made this loop on the first day. And I was like, oh my God, that loop is amazing. So I took the loop and flushed it out into a track.
He was like, oh, this is great. Like, we'll make it a collab. And so we ended up just finishing it together. Just super cool for me because, you know, it's Claude VonStroke.
And that is how we got to Youngblood. It's like this super deep, emotional track on the album.
this order.
This is like the place where I would come to buy t-shirts every week because I never wanted to do laundry. We're in Upper Playground, a lower hate institution in San Francisco. This is where I first saw this kind of like graphical, surreal artwork. All the original t-shirt prints were like Jeremy Fish designs, and I'd never seen anything like this before, and so that's what got me into the whole thing. Maybe around 2012, I started hiring specific artists for Dirtybird to make original art every release. This is dope. He painted all this amazing artwork. This year coming up, we have this guy Birdcap, who I actually discovered in this alley. This is Jeremy Fish sculpture on hate.
While we were eating dinner, my buddy was like, "Oh, what things up with those guys?" And I was like, "Because you guys all came in matching jackets." And I was like, "I don't know, but I got a meeting with one of them today."
When we hit to 15 years, I was able to hire Jeremy Fish to make my album cover and make the 15-year Dirtybird book. Thank you, Jeremy Fish. The cover is dope. You can even kind of see some of the designs that I referenced when I was talking to Jeremy about our book cover. So there's 3 covers that he did. One is a vinyl pigeon. This looks like a San Francisco lower hate skateboard bird. The other one is a rolling boombox. It's another kind of pigeon. It looks like a San Francisco sailor bird. The last one is like this kind of huge Dirtybird eagle. This is the original bird re-rendered in Jeremy Fish amazingness. These are the wings of the bird that he uses to fly. He's in a hibachi with the egg breaking. He's wearing a camp out Daniel Boone hat. It's like every brand is integrated into the one picture.
So one of the super awesome things about creating the visuals for this album is that Claude brought in the artwork of Jeremy Fish, which is an amazing, amazing basis for any animator to start off of. The look we're trying to build is to take the 2D art, take it into 3D so that we can put some motion and animation to it that still feels very traditional, but incorporates a layer of depth and shading that you wouldn't normally get on 2D generated graphics.
So what I did with those, I took them, cut them apart, threw them into 3D, extruded them, get some motion to them. We're not trying to change the art, but what we're trying to do is highlight certain aspects and pieces of the art itself to create the majority of our content.
It was all inspired from this initial visit to this shop.
My favorite track on the album is Fluffle Buddy. I just love the call and response of it.
It's very quirky. It's my personality.
When you see your friends. It's stupid.
What do we say when we see our friends?
The vocal about what do you do when you see your friends and hey buddy, it's always this inside joke with all of us.
Every time I've seen Justin or Christian Martin for like the last 15 years, one of us always goes, hey buddy. This is the best one. Fluffle Buddy is like a track that harkens back to all the original tracks that I used to go record shopping for in San Francisco. It's a Playhouse record we found.
Oh, nice.
And it was kind of inspired by this old Playhouse, old European,
Almost like funny comedy German techno vibe.
but it still has that little Claude VonStroke Dirtybird fun to it.
Claude, someone offered me $30 for this banana earlier, and I turned it down for you.
I hate 50s announcer vocals on tracks, but for some reason I just had to break out of my mold and put one in, and so I made this telegram from the future.
I have a message for you.
Guy's telling the guy that he can't get his friends into the party because their names are not on the guest list.
Yeah, and plus everyone always asks for guest lists, and so it's like, no, sorry, buddy.
Please send help immediately. What do we say when we see our friends? What do we say when we see our friends? What do we say when we see our friends? What do we
today because today your new album is out.
Yeah, it just came out this morning.
It's also kind of the kickoff date for your 15th anniversary of your label, Dirtybird, and here's a wonderful book that also came out.
We made this book that came out today. It's like the 15-year birthday book, basically, but you can also buy it with the album. It has the same artwork on the album.
It's 300-400 pages, and it's like really visually stunning and lots of great stories and interviews and just really a good history of what the label and everything has been about.
This is like a year-long project. Started in the beginning of 2019, just to get it here by February 21st, 2020.
This photo here?
There's a really great live photo. Collecting all the photos. There's photos from London that are really incredible. Getting DJs to send in photos.
Literally was going to Justin Martin and Worthy's house and literally going through their shoeboxes with them and stuff.
Getting it written. My homie Jesse Rose wrote the foreword. Editing. 5 million edits. Where was that photo that I hated of people just mulling around? Tia has scoured the book with Vanessa to find all the mistakes.
None of us had ever made a book before, so obviously it was kind of a challenge of what we want in it.
Me playing the cello with a mohawk in high school. Got the grill master, RIP. All the artwork from all the different records. We now have this thing to mark that Dirtybird actually existed and it was a thing, and we did it.
How can I be the best Dirtybird?
Happened 2 years ago, she got pregnant and actually had a baby.
We really kind of went all out for this thing to make it as special as we possibly could.
We out. What a Day is a track I made with ZDS, my friend from the UK. I've known Nat Self for many, many years. He's an awesome guy and I like making tracks with him. He had this beat and we just kind of worked on it, and then I had this moment where I was just gonna leave the studio and just be lazy one day, and I had one of these just super fast flashes where I had to say, okay, you're either gonna turn your body around and walk 6 feet back to the studio, or you're gonna go make a sandwich. Sandwich or idea? Sandwich or idea? And I'm like, okay, I'll do the idea, but I'm really hungry. So I resisted the urge to make the sandwich, and I went back and I did 10 seconds of vocals, and that is literally the vocal that's in the track. And I don't even know what I was saying. It's like, I don't know. Pop-pop-pee, pop-pop-pop. Just stupid shit that comes out of my head.
So if you hadn't made that sandwich, do you think if you had made the sandwich, would What a Day have lived?
No.
No.
I wouldn't have done the vocal,
ever. What would be the alternative vocal?
I don't think there would have been a vocal. I would have just tried to like make the song. The most important ingredients. This is gonna be kind of a Fred Flintstone sandwich. Double pickle. Voila! Fucking cool.
Cool, so that one's here.
I'm about to fly to Berlin. Berlin! It's important to come to Europe, especially right when the record comes out, because in the beginning of my career, the only shows that I could play were in Europe, because that was where the entire market was. I traveled to Europe like relentlessly for 10 years.
What day is it?
Release day! This is the factory where they build everything.
Berlin. This is also in a way a special place for you.
Yeah, I can't remember the year, but I actually lived here with my family.
This is all like inside of here is the whole place, you know what I'm saying? Played in Caterblau, Berlin. It was fucking awesome.
Where are we going?
London.
Here we are.